So it has been a couple of months since I picked up my first ever full metal square G-Shock. I can't tell you how many times I've had different older versions of this watch in the shopping cart. Just didn't end up pulling the trigger until I laid eyes on this matte black version. When it came out last year, I knew that I had to have it. The other ones, I think maybe it was the shininess of them that was a slight turn off, but this one I am loving. This is such a cool watch. So let's get to it and check it out. All right. Now, there is a couple negatives I've found with this. Nothing crazy, and we'll chat about those here. But first of all, kind of an overview of the watch. One of the biggest features of the watch is the Bluetooth connectivity, but I find myself rarely using the app other than the initial setup. I'll occasionally check the app to see the battery level, but other than when I first got it, that's about it. If you're using the watch for alarms or things like that, the app is definitely handy. The watch is reliably getting radio signal, though, through the multiband 6 feature, so it's kind of a set it and forget it situation for me. As far as the basic functions of the watch go, we've got your time and date on the home screen. A push of the bottom left pusher gets you to the world time mode. We've got the alarm, the stopwatch, which also displays the time in the upper right. Next is a countdown timer, again displaying the time in the upper right. And then we are back to the home screen. To turn on the backlight, you can push the upper right button. But one thing you'll want to do when you first get one of these is go to the app and turn on auto light so the display lights up automatically when you look at the watch. You can set it to stay on for either 2 or 4 seconds. The case and bracelet are made with IP coated stainless steel. The steel goes through a unique honing process to get this matte black finish. There is some touches of polish work too. You'll see the buttons on either side of the watch are polished, and we also have a little bit of polish work where the links meet. Just that little strip there offers some nice light play and breaks up that matte black nicely too. As far as comfort goes, I love the bracelet. I love the fit on wrist, although I kind of wish they did a bit better with the last links where the links meet the clasp. They just sort of suddenly jut in, and it would have been nice to have a smoother transition from the bracelet to the clasp. The clasp itself is well constructed, though. It is signed G-Shock, and we also have 4 micro adjusts to help get a good fit. The case, or really the bezel, I guess we're talking here, has that layer of IP coating off of the top. It's polished off the top. And the bezel has a pretty aggressive brushed finish, which totally makes this watch just pop. Fully matte black would probably look cool too, but this is just an awesome look. I love the look, and it's a big reason why I got the watch. The case back is a screw down case back. It's actually DLC coated versus the rest of the watch's IP coating. Back to the display here for a minute, just a couple of other things to point out. First of all, they're using the brick pattern over the solar cell like in the original squares. They've also given the display some color with the gold tone text. As far as legibility goes, the negative display is definitely a little tougher to read in certain lighting, in low light especially, actually, but with the auto light on, that pretty much fixes that problem. So, as far as build quality goes, this feels super solid. It is a G-Shock after all. They're quite known for their robust watches, but I took this on a trip to Mexico back right around the time that I first got the watch, and it performed perfectly as a great travel watch. I brought 4 watches with me, and this pretty much stayed on wrist the entire trip, from exploring the ruins of Tulum to snorkeling. The watch has a 200-meter water resistance. I'm not going to the depths like that, but it does give you a bit more peace of mind when you're doing things like swimming and other water sports. Size on the watch comes in at a case width of 43.4 millimeters. The end link is a fixed end link, so you're going to want to keep that in mind depending on your wrist size, although the end links have a pretty sharp drop off that helps. Thickness is 13.2 millimeters, and the crystal is a mineral crystal. Running the watch is the module 3459. And here it is on my 7.25 inch wrist. And man, this is just about perfect for me. I've been wearing this heavily since I got it, and so far the IP is holding up great. Might have to do a longer term video and update you on that later, but so far so good. I could see it maybe picking up some scratches a little easier on the exposed steel on the bezel over time, though. Cost wise, these come in at an MSRP of 600 USD. Great watch with lots of features and just looks cool too. So just a quick look today. These have been out almost a year, but just wanted to share a short video on mine. Appreciate you taking a few minutes to stop by, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.